Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the WSBA here on Twitch for Wolverine Studios. We are excited for another exciting sim this week as we begin the month of December in the game. As always, big time thank you to our follower list as we've picked up some new followers, including 199 Big T, who is our latest follower. We also saw him post on Twitter that he was going to be starting up a stream for college basketball 2020. So I encourage you guys to check him out and see what he's got going on over there on his channel when you get a chance. Also, a huge thank you, as always, to our subscribers and the every stream reminder that if you have Amazon Prime and link it to your Twitch Prime account, you can get a free sub every month. And I appreciate everybody who uses that free sub on our channel, especially those who remember to renew it month after month, because you have to continue to renew it. So if you like what we're doing and you want to support our channel and support our efforts, we certainly appreciate the subs. Hopefully we will see a number of the league members in the chat tonight. I see a couple of them already. Sophisticated Films, GM Games Chris, Coolest Jedi. So good to see a couple of guys in so far. And there's Jeannie. Welcome all you guys. Good to see you again. Hopefully we're going to have another fun stream. Let's take a look at recapping where we are going into the stream. In the East, Chicago dealt their first loss last week by Jeannie's Spartans. And they are sitting atop of the league at 21-1. Toronto, Boston, Washington, Philly, Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Miami in the playoff position now after a quarter of the season is gone. And then out west, OKC at 18-2, leading the West. Memphis, who is under new ownership now. Golden State, Utah, Los Angeles, Houston, New Orleans, and Phoenix with the 8th spot currently right now. And there's Random Task. Welcome in. Good to see you. Power ranking. Chicago, Oklahoma City, and Boston. No surprise. Toronto has moved up 2 spots. Golden State fell 2 spots. Not much movement around the rest of the top there. Atlanta and Minnesota making some big moves. Phoenix, the biggest jump in the power rankings, moving up 7 spots to the 19th spot. If you haven't been on the WSBA website at draftysports.com/WSBA, there were some articles posted. One of them a write-up about the power rankings in each team, and a mock draft as well that was posted. Let's take a look at what's going on here for the mock possible draft pool. We have 4 players here who are WSDL select players. They're all playing in the D League. They'll be in the draft. Looks like Thurman Ilver has moved up to the top spot in our rankings, averaging 31 and 14.2. So the tank is on for Thurman Ilver, perhaps by Denver. Henry Webb and Denny Benham also kind of hanging around those top 3 spots. Lofton and Murray been hanging out at 4 and 5 as the top prospects there. So it'll be interesting as we get closer to the draft to see how things play out there. So without further ado, let's get ready to go. We can see that Sean Roberts from OKC has been named the Player of the Month for November, and Nashawn Fife from the Waves has been named Rookie of the Month. We haven't called his name out before. Let's just take a really quick look at Fife. He's averaging 19, 5, and 4. Looks pretty promising for the Waves, who still do not have an owner, by the way. If you are interested in joining the league, we do have a few teams available. I think LA is one of them. I guess I should check that. Oh no, actually LA is taken. We do have an owner for LA. There's 199 Big T. Welcome to the chat. And yeah, we mentioned you early on, telling people to check out your college basketball 20 streams on your channel when they start up. So, anyways, let's get going. Let's start the sim here. See what happens as we kick off the month of December. There's Breeze. Hi, Breeze. How you doing? And Denver starts with a loss. Golden State again with Chicago. They did it again. Golden State is Chicago's kryptonite, apparently. So everybody in the league, quick, figure out what Golden State's doing, and figure out how they can, how you can replicate it if you want to beat Chicago. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Portland had a call up, so they probably have to fix their. I probably have to have the AI fix the depth chart. So we can finish up the day. And OKC falls to Minnesota. That's interesting. Yeah, we will pull up that box score, Jeannie. We got to see what took place in that matchup. As soon as we get through the D-League games. I forgot, I do want to turn up the speed in simulating the D-League games. Wahab Pearson, he was just traded to Brooklyn, I believe. He suffered an injury there. Let's check out that game. Ooh, what an ugly fourth quarter. 17-9. Defensive stands all over the place in the fourth quarter. But Golden State has figured out how to do it. They figured out how to beat Chicago. Keith Oliver at 48 for the Brooklyn Hoops. That's impressive. All right, December 2nd. Indiana with the win. Philly over Cleveland. Cleveland continues its slide after their unfortunate injury. Utah with a big win over Memphis there. I'm surprised. Cleveland was off to such a good start, and then that injury just they've derailed. I think Cleveland has lost 7 in a row now, or something like that. So that's good for my team, Orlando, is having a chance to catch up a little bit, but I haven't been able to put together too many wins either. Bootsy Midgley with 41 for Utah and their win over Memphis. Matt Ferguson, Brent Della, a couple of decent games there. And Brent Delea has been named WSBA Player of the Week for Indiana. So he had 32 points in the win last night, with 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, and a block. So I guess that performance helped him to earn Player of the Week honors there. Denver does the job again in Brooklyn. Toronto over Philly. Cards isn't here to see that one tonight. Chicago back on their winning ways there over Miami. Dallas, there's Jerry Riggs again. Only 19 points that game, but still an impressive stat line. Minnesota's on a roll now. I saw them move up in the power rankings, and another big win for them. And Bree says he loves these D-League games. I think the D-League games are fun too. We'll have to start getting to know more of those players as we get. Yeah, Travis Scott. We had it's funny. Last night in the college basketball sim, we had an interesting name too. We had Vince McMahon as one of the generated players. So I love seeing some of these names that come up. Ron Kennedy, who should be named Ron Canada in our league, for Toronto with 34. Curtis Tarkanian with 34. Noel Bishop, one of the big players from Oklahoma City. Larry Logan. Jason DeManby, he's won Player of the Week a couple of times. On to the fourth, Boston over Cleveland. Chicago. Sorry, Chris. Toronto can't get the job done. They're gonna have to watch some film on Golden State to see what happened there. Milwaukee with another loss. And yeah, Big T saw the McMahon thing. That was I hadn't even seen that in all the times I had been kind of playing with that league. It was funny. I just stumbled across it for the first time during this stream. But definitely got a kick out of it. Let's see. Jamarcus Bain has suffered an injury. We'll have to be checking the injury list. Yep, there's 42 out of Lee Taylor, 42 out of Dimitrova for Toronto. Ben Greer, just another day at the office for Ben Greer with 37 points. It's tough to beat Chicago if Greer and London are going to combine for 72 points. You don't need a whole lot. Don't need a whole lot more than that. 4-game slate in the big league here on the 5th. Philly with a win over Denver. Denver continues their play for number 1. Hopper with another big game for Washington. Portland over New York. And then on to the D League. GM Game says he has the league on the big screen. You need to like screenshot it or with your phone or something, Chris, and then post it on the GM Games Twitter account so that we can all see and be envious of the WSBA on the big screen. Ooh, big slate of games here on the 6th. Let's see how it goes. Brooklyn with a win over Charlotte. Ooh, Toronto falls on a close one. Low scoring one to Los Angeles. Chicago, another loss for Cleveland. Cleveland is just so close in some of these, but can't get it done. New Orleans, Sean Foreman again for Milwaukee, but not enough. I think Milwaukee is... wow, Lee Taylor with 44 again. Milwaukee might possibly be the most disappointing team so far. They had, I think, pretty high hopes at the beginning of the season, and even in the season preview, I think. So that's disappointing for them. Lakeland is 4-1. My D League team is good, at least. At least I've got that to hold on to right now. As the big league squad not doing so well. 4 more injuries to sort through there. Lee Taylor led the night with 44 points. Wow, 24 rebounds for Bootsy Migley. Lee Taylor is... hey, Don Black, good to see you, GM of the New York Metros. And, yeah, racking up those L's. Unfortunately, there's Bravo Leader 2, good to see you. Chicago is just racking up all the W's, so everybody else is just taking the L's, except for Golden State, who seems to have their number. Carl Jackson with a triple-double for Boston. Another disappointing loss for Cleveland. Denver, hooray for Denver, they lose again. 3-20. And now we go through the... it's funny, Greensboro undefeated there for Charlotte, who, Charlotte was the first team, or the last team, I should say, to win a game, and their D-League squad is apparently quite good, so maybe we have to look out for Charlotte in the future. All right, we got a week in here. We'll do a quick save and go take a look at some of these injuries that have been popping up, see if anybody is severely hurt. Let's see, looking for the December injuries here. Cleveland cannot get Marvin McDonald back fast enough. They have not been able to win any game since he went down. Houston lost Brian Martin for a couple weeks with a sprained toe. Minnesota's got a bunch of small injuries. Lewis Dent falls for 2 weeks with a strained hamstring for New Orleans. I've still got Belair's out with that broken foot. I'll blame all my losses on that. And nothing else really going on there. Let's check out the standings. Chicago obviously still on top. Boston starting to get a little bit of breathing room in that 2 spot. Brooklyn and Toronto. Brooklyn's on a 3-game winning streak, and Boston's won 7 straight. Toronto and Philly, Washington, all very solid. We got, I think, 6 good teams in the East, and then there's everybody else. Cleveland has now lost 11 straight, all since the McDonald injury. So they are in a race to the bottom now, apparently. Charlotte, 5 wins in the East. Denver's still the worst in the league, though, with just 3 wins. Losers of 13 straight. New Orleans has won 6 straight. LAC has won 5 straight. Golden State's won 6 straight. So obviously the West teams must have been beating up on the East here with all these losing streaks in the East. I want to check the season preview really quick and see where it did. If I was right about Minnesota or Milwaukee. Yep, it did have Milwaukee 5th. So that's certainly a bit of a disappointment for them. Cleveland, it's not really their fault that they've had such a disappointing season after that injury. Still time to come back, though. And no real outlier surprises in the West either. Breeze asks, what is the worst team that is open? And there's a new follow, Kid Coffee Black, one of our league members. It took him 30 minutes to sign into Twitch. He's, man, I'm glad you made it. Breeze, I don't know who the worst team available is. I don't know. I don't... Maybe Sacramento? I don't know if we have an owner in Sacramento. But if you go to draftysports.com/WSBA, you can see the teams that are available and see which ones we have open. All right, let's get back to the sim here as we finish up the rest of this month. Another win for the Condors. Chicago, obviously, going to beat Charlotte there. Atlanta evens up their record at 13-3. Los Angeles starting to make a move. All right, a victory for Orlando. We needed that one. Milwaukee, we're just talking about them. They pull off a win. Golden State over Utah keeps their streak alive. New York goes against the tank plan and wins. So it's I do think Sacramento is the worst team that we have, and Don Black's not happy that New York win. Somebody's got to win. When we have these games, guys, we can't all lose all of them. Somebody has to win sooner or later. But don't worry, you still have a chance. Remember, we have that equal chance lottery, so being the worst team doesn't give you an advantage in the lottery. We're doing it just like in real life. It's got that equal chance. Or not the equal chance, but the different weighted average for the top 4 spots. Foreman and Logan both with 39 to lead their teams. Lee Taylor 30 and 10 with 4 steals. That guy is a beast, Genie. That guy is a beast. All right, let's in the 9th. Toronto with a key victory over Brooklyn. Chicago with another full line from Ben Greer. Milwaukee back on track. Of course, everybody's beat Cleveland now. Detroit picks up a win. Houston is starting to struggle. Houston started off the season undefeated too. I think they were 7-0 or 8-0. They were obviously playing above their heads, but they've fallen on some hard times here. And Jedi's not happy about the modern lottery, but it is what it is. I actually like the idea in the NBA because I hate seeing teams just like pack it in with like weeks to go in the season. It's kind of dumb, especially for guys who play fantasy like me, because I get mad that my players would start sitting because the team decided to tank. Keith Oliver, another big game from KO for Brooklyn, 44, but it wasn't enough in their loss to Toronto. Shada's back on the leaderboard there with 10 assists. Clarence Hopper, 4 blocks, 14 boards, 28 points. He's everything for that Washington team. Better hope that he stays healthy. Lee Taylor, not surprisingly, named WSBA Player of the Week for his continued huge contributions. And Golden State has Sacramento tonight, so probably another big game coming from Taylor. Philly with a key victory over Brooklyn. Brooklyn's lost 2 important games back-to-back. Los Angeles picks up another win. Yikes, another loss for my Mystics. Denver and New York. Denver does it. There you go, Don. You got your loss back, and you got a win for Denver. So double good news for New York there. And another huge game for the Spartan Star. He's making. I think he's got to be making an MVP push at this point now, with his fantastic play. Taylor had 45 on the night against Sacramento, who's not very good, of course. James Warren. Haven't seen his name up on the triple-double list lately. He had a couple to start the season. All right, let's sim the 11th. See what happens. Cleveland, another loss to Toronto. Cleveland is in big trouble. Washington with a win. Milwaukee, winners of a couple straight. Houston's down to 15-12 after that. It was either 7-0 or 8-0 start. And Oklahoma City over Chicago. A preview of the finals, perhaps. Oklahoma City picks up the win. So Chicago struggling with the top teams out west. As Chicago's 3 losses have been twice to Golden State and now once to Oklahoma City. So Chicago's maybe getting fat and happy off of beating up the bad teams in the East. Not able to get the job done against the top teams in the West so far, though. Let's take a look at that box score. Chicago, wow, 40 points given up in that first quarter. Roberts with 19. Bishop had 30. Sambatashvili had 28. There's their big 3 doing all the damage. Greer did what he could. Greer in London. Not much help anywhere else, though, for Chicago. And Shada had 28 points, 8 assists, and 12 boards. Almost a triple-double for Shada in their huge win over Chicago. And Jeannie says not enough Golden State. I think that the West, if we have a Golden State and OKC Western Conference final, I think that's going to be a really, really fun series. I'm not sure about in the East. It looks like maybe we'll get Toronto, or not Toronto, but maybe Toronto, but Chicago and Boston perhaps. But Toronto, I think the East is more open for that second team. Boston's played well. Philly's been good. Toronto's been good. Brooklyn's been good. They've all kind of taken their times, kind of hanging around that second spot in the East. So I'd say that's the favored matchup in the West: Golden State and OKC, and then Chicago against one of those other teams so far. GM Games Chris says he'd like to keep playing Cleveland. I think everybody who wants to win would like to keep playing Cleveland right now. You can play my team though. I'm 11-16. We're not going anywhere. And it's getting close to the point where I think teams will start making decisions on this season and whether they're going to continue to go for it or just flat out tank. There's finally a win for Cleveland. They beat Charlotte. Chicago, a big win over Washington. Washington's another team that could hang around. Jedi, what are you doing beating me? I would like to win games. I'm not all in on the tank yet. I would have liked that win. But Denver's won a couple now. I think they, I don't know, maybe they got some new pride or something. They're tired of losing the games and tired of being the dregs of the league. Stackhouse with 34. Lee Taylor, slow night for him with only 32. Washington's another team that could make some noise in the East. All right, we got 2 more sims here. Milwaukee, another one. Foreman with 41. He's, I guess, determined just to carry this team now to some wins. Brooklyn with a surprising loss there. So short night of games in the big league there. So we roll through the D-League matchups here. There's Travis Scott again for Ontario. Yeah, I think that the bad teams, like Jedi says, we're hoping that maybe we have guys who can increase their trade value. That's the goal right now. Play well enough to increase your trade value. All right, final sim of the night. Yes, we will check injuries after this one. Boston with the win. Philly picks up another win. Washington, Toronto, that was a good game there. Hopper, big time there. Cleveland, another one. Cleveland's fighting back. Miami over New York. Minnesota stops Denver. Another loss for Orlando. I think, Lee Taylor, triple-double there for Golden State. I think the Orlando team is probably about getting ready to sell, I think. I think that any chance for me this season is probably going out the wayside. So that's how you know it's an honest league, folks. If you're out there and you want to join, the commissioner and the developer of the game himself has a team that's not very good. Looks like we had a trade happen there, too. We'll save everything and go see what that was all about. The Royals trade Raul Chantour to the Outlaws for a second-round pick. So Sacramento, we're allowing the AI teams can trade with each other. We're not trading with the AI teams. But I think that's probably not exactly a blockbuster trade there, as Raul Chantour, a 35-year-old point guard from France, is picked up by San Antonio, who's decided they are not going to give up on this season, and they're going to try to make a push for the playoffs. Let's grab the injury report. See if anybody's... Brooklyn has lost Phil Hughes with a sprained toe for a couple weeks. Charlotte's got a handful of annoying minor injuries. Marvin McDonald still 37 days, still a month plus to go for Cleveland. Denver still got Al Fine with that broken arm. Houston's got a couple of guys struggling with injuries. Indiana lost Sean Robinson for a week with a sprained wrist. Yeah, Chris says the injury report is where the draft tankers cheer the additions. New Orleans, couple on their list from this sim, 4. I've added 2 myself, so I guess I'm cheering for that now as I'm on the tank team. Ramel Flores, I think he's been decent for Philly. And Washington with a couple there. Has Flores been... Yeah, that'll hurt them a little bit. Final check around the standings. Let's see, I don't think anybody's closing in on any milestones for the season yet. Nope. Final check around the standings. Chicago obviously on top. Boston and Philly, Washington, Toronto, Brooklyn. Like I said, I think any one of those 5 teams has a shot at the finals there with Chicago. Atlanta, Detroit, Miami, Milwaukee's worked their way back in with 4 wins. That's how bad the East is. Milwaukee got pummeled, and 4 wins later, they're just a game back of the 8th seed. Charlotte with 5 wins is now tied for Denver for the worst. OKC and Golden State, really the top 2 teams out there. New Orleans, LA, Utah, Memphis, Minnesota, and Houston, who has lost 4 straight. So San Antonio is 12 and 15. They've won 5 straight, so I guess they feel that they could keep that going and see if they can get themselves into the playoffs. And yeah, we have plenty of season to go. We've had teams play looks like 25 to 30 games. So we still have got a lot of season to go. If we look on the dates, the trade deadline is not till February. We'll probably adjust that February sim so that we can stop before the deadline. But we've still got a ways to go. Even before that, we've got at least 3 more sims to go before we get into February. So we still got a lot of time in the league, and a lot still can happen. One bad injury can change things for somebody, just like it did for Cleveland. So that's going to do it for the WSBA this week. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Again, if you're interested, check out draftdaysports.com/WSBA, and you can find out about joining up. We still have some teams open, and we hope that we'll have some more guys, from our league in the chat next week. We had a good chat today. A lot of our owners showed up here, and I'm glad to see everybody having a good time with it. So thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for the great chat. Thank you for following the channel, and especially to our subscribers for subscribing and supporting us. We will see you back here next week for the next sim of the WSBA. Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your week.